Good morning, students. Today, continuation of the cerebrum. Okay, what is cerebrum? Anatomy of the cerebrum. The cerebrum is like cut of the cortex, cerebral cortex. That is mainly called the first. The arrow mark is the cingulate gyrus. Okay, the C-shaped structure is called cingulate gyrus. Then above this structure, below this structure is called as corpus callosum. Then below this structure, a small structure is called as thalamus. Then you structure commissure, the anterior commissure. Then below the structure is hypothalamus, optic chiasma, then pituitary gland, temporal lobe. Then this is right side will go for first structure is a central lobe, the side parietal lobe, parieto-occipital sulcus. Then behind the structure is called occipital lobe. Then pineal gland, then posterior commissure, cerebral adequate, and fourth ventricle and cerebellum. Then lobes of cerebrum. The lobes of cerebrum, there is mainly four lobes. The front is the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, then temporal lobe, then occipital lobe. Lobe is mainly for occipital lobe, mainly execute the skin vision. Vision is mainly held for occipital lobe. The temporal lobe mainly for the balance and coordination activities. Then parietal lobe mainly execute the motor function. The frontal lobe is mainly execute the thinking function, thinking cognitive function. So mainly used for frontal lobe. Then thalamus. The thalamus is mainly for center of the lateral geniculate body and middle geniculate body. Is mainly then it will transit the impulses from the maxillary of the body. Then it will go for anterior commissure, then corpus callosum, then maxillum of the body, pituitary gland. The midbrain. Midbrain of the structure is there mainly for posterior action and posterior and anterior. Posterior is mainly for tectum, then rectus formation, cerebral parenchymal tegmentation, then substantia nigra, then cerebral crest. Then also called as the red nucleus, oculomotor nucleus, middle lemniscus, middle geniculate nucleus, cerebral gray matter, cerebral adequate, superior colliculus. These are structures mainly for oculomotor nerves or structures in the midbrain. Then hindbrain. Hindbrain for mainly for diencephalon, then for thalamus, infundibulum, mainly body. Then we'll go for optic tract, optic nerve, oculomotor nerve, trochlear nerve, then abduction nerve, facial nerve, vestibular nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve, vagus nerve, oxygen nerve, hypoglossal nerve. Then we'll descending to the mainly for spinal nerves. Then ventricles of the brain, mainly for second ventricle and third lateral ventricle, third ventricle and fourth ventricle, mainly for its covering by the series of fluids, cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid mainly control the blood-brain barrier. The structure of the spinal cord and the surface anatomy. The structure of the spinal cord, 33 spinal vertebra, then 31 pairs of spinal nerve. Each spinal nerve is called the nerves are the afferent and efferent nerve system. The afferent nerve system mainly carry the sense to cortex. The efferent nerve system mainly cortex to response to the muscle or organ. There is a pathway. Then mainly for gray and white matter. The spinal cord, the gray matter is the inner is the gray matter, white matter is the outer is the white matter. Then tract of spinal cord. The spinal cord is called the mainly ascending tract and descending tract. The ascending tract is the red marking is the ascending tract, mainly for sensory carrying from cortex, mainly for spinothalamic and spinoreticular tract. Dorsal column mainly basical fasciculus and cuneiform fasciculus. Dorsal spinocerebellar tract and ventral spinocerebellar tract. Anterolateral system and spinothalamic and spinoreticular tract. The descending tract mainly for ventral corticospinal tract, lateral corticospinal tract, lateral leticospinal tract, tectospinal tract, middle leticospinal tract, and lateral vestibulospinal tract. Then nerves. Anatomy of the nerves mainly for the axons, myelin sheath, endoneurium, perineurium, epineurium, fascicle, and blood vessels. Then cranial nerves mainly for first one is olfactory for smell, then optic for eye vision, oculomotor for the eye muscles, and trochlear also the eye muscles, then trigeminal for sensation for tongue and posterior tongue and the face, then abduction for also the eye muscle, then facial nerve for the whole face, then vestibular nerve for mainly for balance and coordination, then hearing function, the glossopharyngeal mainly for the gag reflexes swallowing, the vagus nerve for mainly for phrenic, mainly for parasympathetic and sympathetic, the hypoglossal nerve for the tongue, the accessory nerve for the spinal nerves. Then this is for the flow chart. The first olfactory nerve mainly for sense of smell, optic is the vision, oculomotor is the motor control some eye muscles of the eyelid, trochlear is the motor control of the some eye muscles, trigeminal is the chewing muscles and some facial sensation, Abduction is the motor control of the some eye muscles. Facial is motor control of the facial muscle. Salivation and taste buds circulatory sensation. Acoustic is the equilibration, static sense and hearing. Glossopharyngeal, salivation, sensation of the skin, taste and viscera. Glossopharyngeal, then vagus is motor control of the heart, viscera, sensation from thorax, pharynx and abdominal viscera. Associated nerves, motor impulse in pharynx and shoulder. Hypoglossal motor control of tongue muscles. Okay, thank you.